All right, guys, so we got to talk about Bill Maher's reaction to the FBI raid of Trump's mansion, Mar-a-Lago, down in Florida for allegedly mishandling and storing classified documents. Now, I've talked about this story a lot here lately, guys, because it is the main story in the news. However, I think one thing that I've been pretty consistent on, despite all the consistency that comes with this story, we really don't know what actually happened, what they're actually looking for. There's a lot of stuff we really don't actually know, okay, because there's so much conflicting information out there. But one thing I can say is that no matter what happens, this is going to backfire on the Democrat Party, okay? This is only going to make Trump stronger, because if we learn anything from 2016, right, is that the more you attack Trump, the stronger that he gets. The best thing you can do, right, if you actually really want to defeat Trump, is to ignore him, right? When you start to attack Trump, you only make the guy stronger. And there's some liberals like Bill Maher who realize this and have gone on record to say that Trump was actually lucky for this to happen to him, right? He was lucky that the FBI decided to raid Mar-a-Lago, that the Democrats decided to pull this political hit job on Trump, because this is going to make Trump stronger, right? It's going to actually revive Trump and give him a renewed sense of strength and momentum going into the midterms and ultimately 2024, where we know that Trump will run. So I want to react to that. But before we get into that, I just want to let you guys know, if you like my channel, you want to support my channel, you can do so by checking out some of my new merch, my donkeypox shirts, the disease that is infecting America. You can check that out, or my hashtag no days off / hard work patriotic t-shirts. You can get both of them at my website, gforemanbcp.com. Get 20% off using discount code gforemanbcp. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll this clip of Bill Maher's reaction to the FBI raiding Mar-a-Lago. Take a look.
Trump, he did sell his soul to the devil because he is the luckiest man in the world. His fortune was finally falling. The big lie was finally losing momentum. DeSantis was beating him in the polls. You know who hates this more than anybody? DeSantis. DeSantis, look, I had this in the bag, and now I got to run against President Martyr. And this is saving Trump politically, because now, of course, all the Republicans, what do?
It may be what, of course, Joe Biden would secretly like. He might want to face off against Trump again.
Yes.
He might think.
So he's behind it. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying. Because they will run with any more conspiracies.
They will run with that one.
Yeah, but if you're Joe Biden, who would you rather face? Donald Trump, who has all the baggage, who has the January 6th investigation raging, a number of legal actions, all this stuff now, where last time you got the record number of votes of any presidential candidate ever. Would you rather face him again, or would you rather face a much younger, more dynamic DeSantis who doesn't have the baggage? Right. So in a way, you could see that although it looks in the short term like this might play out advantageously for Trump politically, if he doesn't get nailed by what's gone on here, actually it could work in Joe Biden's favor in 2024. I put a lot of thought into that one, I think.
So we're assuming Joe Biden is going to be the nominee in 2020?
I wouldn't if I was him. After the 2 weeks he's had, I'd quit right now and say, I'm leaving.
So, of course, before Bill Maher admitted that Trump is the luckiest man alive for this FBI raid, he attacked Trump, right? He went after Trump. He doesn't really like Trump. He's definitely an anti-Trumper, okay? But, what he's saying about Trump being lucky, okay, that this happened is actually true, because before this was happening, okay, Trump was dominating the Republican primary polls. However, there were polls that were coming out here and there showing that DeSantis was either winning or he was gaining ground. He was gaining steam on Trump, right? Which, in my opinion, DeSantis is the biggest threat to Trump becoming the Republican presidential nominee if DeSantis decides to declare. Now, in my opinion, I don't think that DeSantis should run, right? I don't think that he should run. I think that he should just let Trump run and then take over after 2024, regardless of who wins, whether that's Biden or Trump, okay? If Biden's actually nominee for the Democrat Party, we really don't know, right? But again, Maher declared Trump the luckiest man alive, right? Because he said that this helped Trump regain some steam, right? It brought him back to life, so to speak. And the polls are showing that to be the case, as there was a poll that came out showing that the FBI raid actually gave Trump a 10-point swing against DeSantis, aka Trump was already beating DeSantis, but then it helped him, it boosted him by a whole 10 points after what happened with the FBI. Okay, there was another poll here that shows the same thing. That Trump's 2024 primary support reaches new heights after the FBI raid. Okay, so again, all indications are that the FBI raid has actually helped Trump in the Republican primary, and the January 6th hearings haven't changed public opinion at all on Trump, right? So I want you guys to understand how much of a backfire this is for the Democrats. The January 6th hearings haven't done anything to change public opinion on Trump whatsoever. Everybody still thinks the same thing they thought about Trump. The FBI raids made the Republican Party, right, the GOP voters, support Trump even more, right? Talk about a backfire, right? And to top it all off, it's not like anything that they end up doing when it comes to this, FBI raid, potentially, charging him with taking classified documents under the Espionage Act and all this other stuff. That's not going to result in him not being a run for president, right? Even if they actually ended up putting him in jail, he can still run for president, okay? I'm just saying. The Democrats here, again, they miscalculated on this. And they've been warned about this time and time and time again. The more you attack Trump, the stronger he gets. Continuing to attack Trump makes him relevant. However, because the Democrats are doing so bad on the economy, they're doing so bad on crime, they're doing so bad on the border, they're doing so bad on foreign policy, because they're doing so terribly across the board, their only focus is Trump. Their only thing that they have is that, well, we just want to attack Orange Man. Orange Man is bad, okay? Don't worry about how bad we're doing. Just know that Orange Man is even worse. Even though under President Orange Man, the economy was better, our borders were secure, crime was down, we were respected on the world stage. Even though we were in the exact opposite situation under Orange Man, ignore that. Ignore reality. Just know that we hate Orange Man bad, Orange Man a criminal. Therefore, vote for us. And it's not working, right? It's not working. So that being said, the devil's in the details here. So we're going to read a little bit about what some of these polls are saying after Mar-a-Lago in regards to the actual specifics, so you guys can understand what's going on here. More registered voters approve of Monday's FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago than disapprove, according to a new poll, which also found that a plurality would rather see former President Donald Trump run for the White House in 2024 than President Biden. So right there, you can already tell. It doesn't matter if more people approve of the FBI's raid, because the FBI's raid is not going to keep Trump from running for office, right? It's not going to stop him from running for office. What actually really matters is whether or not it's going to affect people's votes when Trump runs against Biden, which it doesn't seem like that's going to have all that much of an effect. Let's read more here. The Politico Morning Consult survey released Thursday found that 49% strongly or somewhat approve of the FBI search, while 37% strongly or somewhat disapprove. Another 13% said they didn't know or had no opinion. Reactions to the raid were split among partisan lines, with 84% of Democrats saying they approve and only 15% of GOP voters saying the same. Among independents, 47% approved and 32% disapproved. Nearly three-quarters of Republicans, 72%, said they disagreed with the Mar-a-Lago raid, while 6% of Democrats voters said the same. All right, so no surprises there. Unsurprisingly, 69% of Republican respondents said they believed the search was politically motivated, a claim only 11% of Democrats agreed with, while 81% of Democrats said the search appeared to be related to evidence of a crime. Only 16% of GOP voters said the same. A majority of respondents, 54%, said they thought the raid was conducted due to mishandling of information, while 58% said they believe Trump definitely or probably broke the law during his 4 years in the White House. However, the same survey found that 39% of voters, including 71% of Republicans, thought Trump should run again 2 years from now, while 28%, including 53% of Democrats, said the same of Biden. So ding, 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 ding. That is the most important statistic from this poll, is what is the support for Trump following the FBI raid from Republicans versus support for Biden despite the economy and the disaster on all fronts in his administration. As you can see here, Republican voters are much more enthusiastic about Trump, even following the FBI raid, the Democrat voters are about Biden. And that's what 2024 is going to come down to, right? That's what it's going to come down to. If Democrats simply decide not to vote, if they decide not to show up, okay, because Biden's doing so bad, they disapprove of Biden, then it's in the bag for Trump, because it's not like Republican voters aren't going to show out. In fact, you're going to have even more Republicans vote. You're going to have even more people in the GOP come out and support Trump because of the attacks that have been levied against Trump. And this is why this FBI raid, this political operation from the Democrat Party, is going to backfire spectacularly. One, because it's going to ensure that Trump wins the primary. At this point, no Republicans will probably challenge him, right, as it stands right now. Okay, unless they want to ruin their political careers, right? Unless they want to do that. So that means that Trump most definitely is going to be the nominee. And if Trump is the nominee versus Biden, okay, what happens is that, again, I don't think that the orange man bad card is going to hold much weight anymore. Okay, I think, yes, there are some people that will definitely come out here and vote because they hate Trump and they don't want to see Trump in office, despite the fact that the country is much better under Trump. But there's a lot of people that are going to say, I don't care about any of this other stuff. All I care about is the economy. All I care about is crime. All I care about is the borders. And Biden has epically failed on those things. Therefore, I'm going to vote for Trump because despite the political witch hunt, I care about my wallet, right? I care about the well-being of this country. I'd much rather see this country prosper than to suffer, okay, under the Democrats, right? So, I mean, I think that, again, this is going to backfire big time, and that Bill Maher may be right. This could actually have been a stroke of luck for Trump for this to happen, especially considering how no matter what happens, they're not going to be able to bar him from actually running for president, which is ultimately what Trump's goal is. He wants to run for president again. If anything, again, this can empower him and make it much easier for him to win a GOP primary and ultimately go on to take back the White House in 2024. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.